What's up, guys? We are back and I'm looking at some more NBA and MLB plays in today's video. We have cashed now 12 of the last 15 plays in these YouTube videos for a 12-3 record. Let's keep cashing with some more winners today. I've got both some NBA playoff plays, some final plays for you guys, as well as some MLB plays in this video, so let's hop in and let's get to these winners. Before we do so, though, if you have not already leaving a like on the video, be sure to do so, because 175 likes, I'll drop a third play in tomorrow's video also. And while you're down there, you may as well subscribe to the channel also with those notifications on. And the last thing before we get to these free plays is to not miss out on checking out the DubClub. The DubClub gives you access to all of my plays sent straight to your phone. It includes all of my main plays, as well as a lot of slips from me, as well as plays from my contributors. But if you use the link in my description or in the top line of the comment section, there will be a banner that pops up at the bottom of your screen, giving you a limited time special discount with only a couple of spots remaining. I also recommend connecting your Discord to DubClub. That way you're able to get in on the community chat, as well as my correlation slips here, my underdog streaks, my home run lottery plays, and also the plays for my contributors. But you can see here that I actually pulled some 6-man slips, which we have been cashing out a ton this year. PrizePicks is kind of trying to patch this method a little bit, but we have some workarounds here, been working through it, and I think I actually found a method that we are going to start cooking on here for some more correlation slips, some of these 6-mans and 4-mans here. So you guys get some 6-mans and 4-mans here, just like this one, posted to the Discord and the DubClub. You, of course, also get all my main plays too sent straight to DubClub, as well as getting my community chat to talk to me and other members. I'm almost always in this chat, and if you have any questions, just at me in the chat, at DOMG in the chat, and you should be able to get a response to me pretty freaking fast. I'm like always in the chat, like I said. The community is also just great all around, by the way. There's a lot of really, really smart guys in there giving out some plays. And of course, you have my contributors from Asmi's, Emo, and Elo. Asmi's is a big PGA guy who crushes the PGA time and time again. You can see all the love that he gets on a lot of these posts. Elo, though, is an insane soccer guy also. Like, you can see his list here for the soccer plays today. He had some of these already started. He's already 2-0 on the day for his demons. Just the other day, by the way, he hit like all 8 demons. He had a list where he posted 8 demons, and he cashed all 8. Like, his soccer plays are ridiculous. So come join us in the DubClub. There will be a special offer linked in my description where you can get in for a limited time discount. But now with that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure to play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here if you've not already, and be sure to, again, subscribe with the notifications on, and that way you get in before these lines get bumped or get removed. Now let's get to today's plays. The first play like here on the PrizePicks board for tonight's NBA final game is going to be over in the points plus the assist category, because I'm running him right back. Andrew Nembhard over his points and assists at 16.5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think he's in a great spot tonight to go over his points and assists. This tool I'm using here is a newer tool that I've started using called Props Madness. It is a really, really awesome tool and super powerful for some NBA and WNBA research. If you want it for yourself, you can get it for yourself in my description. Make sure to use promo code DOMG. I believe you also get a free trial. But you see what Neymar did last game? He had 20 points and assists just last game against the Thunder, where he shot 4 for 11 in that game with about 32 minutes played. That is really important and a really great sign that he's seeing so many minutes. And also, I think 11 field goal attempts is going to be enough to get this one done, as long as he is going to, have some free throws made, as well as just shooting pretty good percentage-wise. But I think there's some room to improve on that. Get some more field goal attempts, as well as just have a little bit better usage. But his usage was still very good in that game, and good enough for him to cover this line. Like just last game, he had about 19.2% usage. And if you don't know what usage is an extremely important stat to factor in if you're trying to take a player over on their points or anything like that, because it just kind of measures how aggressive a player is at shooting the basketball, essentially, or just taking shots. Because it also factors in things like free throw attempts and things like that. So I think 19% usage is a very, very good number that Nembhard just had in game 1. And you can also see what he's done, by the way, in the past against them also. He's covered this in all 3 games with 30, 23, and 20 in those 3 games against OKC, with great usage in all these games and solid minutes in all these games also. If you look at all games this year, by the way, where he has had at least 30 minutes played, so he just played 32 minutes last game. He's been playing 30 minutes consistently. And when you factor in games where he's had at least 14% usage, again, he just had 19% last game. He's actually been over this line in 71.9% of games, 23 out of 32. You can see how much better he has been as of late at covering this line also when he does have 30 plus minutes, as well as at least 40% usage. Even if you were to drop the minutes just a little bit here down to like maybe even 28 plus minutes, it's still a good hit rate around 68%, but I think we will be seeing 30 plus minutes yet again. I'd be shocked if we did not, unless there's like some foul trouble or something like that, because he had a couple of those issues with that against the Knicks in that series. Like a couple of these games, he only played like, 29, 27 minutes, but that was kind of due to foul trouble and other things like that. He just played 30 minutes last game though, or 32 minutes last game. The game before that too, he played 37 in the last game against the Knicks. So I think we should be seeing some more high minutes and some more good usage from Nembhard. We crushed this read in game 1. They're going to crush it again in game 2. Before we get to the next play, if you haven't already seen a newer app from DraftKings here in DraftKings Pick 6, it's a really cool app that I enjoy, and it's available in most states, 18 years and older. So if PrizePicks is in your state, there's a pretty good chance that DraftKings Pick 6 could also be in your state. And currently we have a Tyrese Halliburton discount. He's discounted by 3 points, down to 13.5 points. If you already like his points on the over, you get a little bit of discount here on DraftKings Pick 6. But the new user promo here is going to be play $5, get $50 instantly. So if you want to sign up, use promo code DOMG and use the link in my description. And you can get this promo here of play $5, get $50 instantly, as well as a Tyrese Halliburton discount by about 3 points. Now getting into play number 2, we're going to head over to the MLB this time around. And this time we're actually going to head over to the fantasy score category, but I do have some alternatives if you are on a sportsbook or not on PrizePicks. That is going to be Corbin Carroll over his fantasy score on PrizePicks over 8.5. However, if you are on a sportsbook, I also like him over his 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, which is also on the PrizePicks board, but I just prefer the fantasy score here on PrizePicks for somewhat of an obvious reason. But you can see here that he's actually been over his fantasy score in 51% of games. His hits, runs, and RBIs only in over in 46% of games. So it's part of the reason why I like the fantasy score just a little bit better. And also you have Corbin Carroll's stolen base upside. He's only stolen a couple of stolen bases this year. Like he only has 9 stolen bases, 10 stolen bases this year. But there's enough of an upside there for I think Corbin Carroll to steal the base that I just prefer the fantasy score here. So give me Corbin Carroll here over his fantasy score compared to his hits, runs, and RBIs. But sports books, I think it's completely fine. But anyways, Corbin Carroll has been in a pretty great spot here. The Diamondbacks are going to be pretty heavy favorites today against Brady Singer and the Reds. In wins this year, he's been over in 63% of games. When they win by at least 2 runs, he's over in 70% of games there. On the road this year, over in slightly less games at 47%, but in wins all the way back up to about 63% and 78% when they win by at least 2 runs. This matchup is just so good for him, though, against Brady Singer. Like, you can see how he's been against him in the past. He's had 3 plate appearances against him with 2 hits, with a .667 batting average, including those 2 hits there. But you also can see here that Corbin Carroll is actually a little bit better against righties, while Brady Singer is actually a little bit worse against lefties. He has a ridiculous 5.55 ERA, which, if you don't know, is pretty damn bad against lefties there. But you can see here how he matches up against his pitch mix also, because he throws mainly the sinker and the slider. Corbin Carroll has a .386 on-base average this year against the sinker, a .326, the slider, a .258. So he does have a little bit of a worst on-base average against those top 2 pitches. Really not concerned, though, based off of his history. And you can also factor things like the cutter and the fastball, which he is a little bit better against. So not concerned about those top 2 pitches, and just because of the history and the other pitches that he also throws. I think Corbin is the right guy to back in this game here. He is the most favored player on the Diamondbacks to go over his hit, runs, and RBIs. He's also, I believe, on some apps or some sports books, like a -130 over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So he's already favored over hits, runs, and RBIs, and has a better hit rate with the fantasy score, stolen base upside, good history against Brady Singer. A lot just makes sense to me here on why I like Corbin Carroll so much over his fantasy score today on PrizePicks, or also his 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And now let's get to our third play here over on PrizePicks. This one is going to be over in the outs category. That's because today I like Joe Ryan to have at least 18 outs in today's game here over on PrizePicks. He should have his fantasy score today, or he actually does have his fantasy score currently up on PrizePicks. It's at 31.5. We'll look at that also. But I do like the Goblin here at 17.5 pitching outs for him, which I believe all 3 of these plays together in this video pay out a 4.5x over on PrizePicks, which is not too terrible. But if you were to use the fantasy score, it'd actually be a 6x, which is something we're going to look into here. But he's actually been over his outs in 6 out of 11 games this year, which is about 55%. He's also is extremely favored over his pitching outs. He also gets to face Toronto today, who they are heavy favorites against at home. And Joe Ryan has been over this in 5 out of 6 games when they win so far this year. The only miss coming against the Athletics, where he allowed quite a few earned runs to them. At home this year, he's been even better, going over in both wins this year. And all home games overall this year, he has been over this in 2 out of 4, but both of the recent games he's been over it. His earned run line today is extremely favored under 2.5, which is an amazing sign here for taking Joe Ryan over his pitching outs, because we obviously don't want him to get crushed. We don't want him to give up earned runs because that's just going to hurt his pitch count and just, give him less outs to really work with. We also can see here his fantasy score. He's been over his fantasy score in 7 out of 11 games this year. Underdog over in 7 out of 11, but you can see they were pretty similar. They're pretty much the same. I actually took his underdog fantasy score already on the over, and I also like his fantasy score here on PrizePicks on the over because it's kind of the same deal here. Like, as long as he's going 18 outs, I'd be surprised if he did not go over his fantasy score, unless he's giving up a ton of earned runs, but even so, he probably wouldn't go over his outs anyway. But Joe Ryan here, I think, is a great spot for his fantasy score too because of his track record and wins, like you see here. Over in 5 out of 6 wins so far this year. Home games over in 3 out of 4 here. So while he went under his outs in that game against the Mets, he actually went over his fantasy score. So honestly, I think fantasy score is probably the better move here. Just was not on the board when I went to record this video. So actually, I think the 6x maybe for all 3 of these plays in this video, not too bad. So give me all 3 of those plays there. Joe Ryan over fantasy score / outs. Corbin Carroll over his fantasy score, as well as Andrew Nemhard over his points and assists at 16.5. I am not done with the free plays yet, but a couple of reminders to not miss out on joining the DubClub. You get access right now with the link in my description for a special offer. And you also get access to my Discord, of course, if you connect your Discord to DubClub. To get access to all of my slips here, you get my community chat to talk to me and other members, as well as plays from my contributors who have been crushing their plays. I should also mention, though, that you can actually get a free month of my DubClub if you happen to use promo code DOMG on an app that I'm affiliated with. Just take a screenshot using my promo code on an app and send it to domgpropsvip@gmail.com, and I can send you back a free month of my DubClub. So it's a nice little easy way to also get a free month of my DubClub if you're also wanting to put money into an app. But here's some more free plays from Daily Grind Tool. In this tool, you can show off the best expected value plays on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they love some League of Legends plays, some CSGO plays, some MLB plays here on Drew Rasmussen here, under 5 strikeouts, as well as some PGA value right now on Andrew Putnam over his birdies or better. If you go to PrizePicks, you click on plus V plays, and you filter down to a 2-bit power play, or same with a 5-pick or a 6-pick flex. To help you find plays that fit into that play type in terms of expected value. This tool is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the slip generator, the fantasy bundle, and then scrolling down, and then use promo code DOMG. There's another tool from the same guy sold separately called the AS Generator. This tool is over 2,000 units of profits this last year, and there are 13 slips currently on the board for apps like PrizePicks or Rebets, or even Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, there's a 6-pick flex that they like, which contains some value on some League of Legends, some CSGO, and some WNBA value. It has a profit margin right now of about 14.92%. If you click on Bet on PrizePicks, it puts into PrizePicks for you just like that. This tool is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the slip generator, and then again scrolling down, be sure to use promo code DOMG. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next video. Best of luck. If you want to make over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right here.